Well, welcome, daylight burners. Lopez is still going, and he's in the fifth, and still only giving up a solo shot. I'm happy with that.
Oh, he's at 60 pitches.
Yeah. So he's maybe he can get to the seventh.
I mean, if this is a pretty clean inning, yeah, he's easily in the seventh.
I think so, and yeah, like he can be really efficient at times. So like it's not. I mean, he went seven complete when we watched him. So like it's not out of the question by any means. So we'll see how he progresses. But
Oh,
oof.
Bucks is bad. You just got caught 3-strike about 3 inches off the plate.
Ooh, yep, yeah, that's I'd be pissed too.
So another, we had Javi getting pissed off last week. It was Crawford for the Mariners.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he got booted on a real bad pitch.
yeah,
Probably
yeah.
worse than the Javi one.
I think so. And yeah, he was pissed. I saw that. I happened to be watching that one in particular.
I was too. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. I just happened to be watching the circus catch that Dingler McKinstry made yesterday. Like I was watching that game and just happened to catch that play. I was like, oh shit, that was awesome.
I mean, I couldn't really tell what happened live.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
The replay is really crazy.
Yeah, and the broadcast team did a hell of a job calling it too, because they're just like, oh, look at that. Like it was pretty funny. I did enjoy that a lot. Yeah, so we were talking off air about the MLB package that you can buy, and aside from all the goddamn blackouts, which is just market by market, that's all it is. But yeah, like you can't watch your team in your area, even though you bought the package for the year, and it's not even MLB's fault. It's all, or I guess it is the fault of the contract that they signed back in the day before streaming was a thing. And yeah, so it's kind of it's crazy how it works, but it's so cool just going, because every other market is just fair game, so you can just go to random games throughout the day. And yeah, so I watched the Tigers quite a bit this year because they're fucking good. And I now, since we've been talking ball, like I've kind of become I like those underdog type teams anyways. Like I'm a heavy anti East Coast bias. Like I like the Midwest and the West Coast teams primarily. There's not many of those East Coast teams that I care for, and that's just my personal bias. So like I do like seeing just random games throughout the Midwest. Like I kind of like the Cardinals. I like the Pirates. I kind of like the Reds. They're I kind of like all those teams there.
Yeah, and also like we were talking about is like there's at least a player or two that I like, or a pitcher that I like on most teams, and so having that package, it just allows me to go. It's like, all right, Skeens pitches today or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll go watch like Crochet or whoever good pitching matchup is. It's like the only time I'm watching Pittsburgh, or the Reds is like for Hunter Green.
Yeah. Yeah, same way. Like I was I kind of watched the Royals too, because I lived in Royals country for a while, and so I watched a lot of Royals games. So I tune in, and Bobby Witt's a great player, so he's fun to watch. And now they just called up Caglione, and I was trying to watch every at bat of his, and I didn't catch all of them, but the ones I caught, I was like, this kid's gonna be good.
Yeah, I think I caught the first two and the last two. I missed the third one, but then he went 0 for 5. We did hit the ball hard a couple times. The one he hit, I think his first one was to center field, and like outfielder just barely got a glove on it.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be fine.
I think so too.
This is not. It's not like you went 0 for 5 with 5 Ks. Like you put it in play every time. So
yeah. Speaking of stats like that, my new center fielder here in Sacramento, he started his rookie career against the Phillies. I guess they called him up. I think Blade played center field when we watched him against the Angels, but I'm pretty sure this Clark kid, he made his debut against the Phillies. So he made his debut against Zach Wheeler, and like that's rough. And he finished that series. So we went, it was that because he did the Philly series, and so
because Blade got set down for him and the other guy, right?
Yeah, because they made a big shuffle that we were there for the Thursday game against the Angels, and then like they shuffled the roster that day and called up a bunch of pitchers, sent Blade down, brought Clark up, and he finished the Philly series, which went Wheeler, Luzardo, Sanchez. It's rough and a really good bullpen. Yeah, so it's like that. And they're coming in on we made it a 10-game winning streak for him. But he went 0 for 13 with 12 strikeouts. So it was a rough time for Denzel Clark, but he plays elite center field. Like
he made a couple great plays this weekend.
Oh yeah, and then he just glides over to it. Like, and he gets because he's fast as fuck. But he also makes a really good read, gets a great jump, and he's like he just steals a lot of extra base hits. Like he stole a home run and up in Toronto, looked like a little spider monkey going up the wall.
Dude, that was crazy.
And it was insane, and he was like waiting on it. Like he climbed up just like fast as fuck, and then he just like he was waiting on it. And I was like, man, that's wild. Like that kid is so good. But now he's starting to hit a little bit. He's on a 5-game hitting streak. He had a rope up the middle. It was 108 off the bat. So it's like, all right, man, he's seeing the ball a little bit. And he's, his his average is, like 188, 200. But like when he started well in the hole, he's made a pretty good jump in his average, and when he gets on base, I mean, he's fast as shit. So like he legged out a double earlier tonight, and he hit it hard off the bat. So like it was right up the middle. Center fielder was to it pretty quickly, but he was 8.2 seconds from home to second. I mean, he was, and they made a bad throw because he was that fast, and couldn't drive him across, but I was like, God damn.
Speed that back and like force some errors too.
Oh yeah.
Because if he's that fast, you got to get that ball, out of your hand as fast as possible as an outfielder.
Yeah, and he knew it. He was looking two right off the bat. He was just like, I'm going. And yeah, it was like, all right. Now if he can do that consistently, Now we're in business. You got that, and then you got Jacob Wilson there to drive him in, because he's turning over the lineup right now. So like, I like that in the 9-hole. I like that a lot.
Yeah, if you can hit a little bit better, it's definitely better than Bidet.
Yeah,
Bidet doesn't really. He's not hitting at all this year. He's been okay last year. He just did steal some bags, but
I hope he. I really hope this Denzel kid, Denzel Clark, keeps hitting, just keeps progressing on that end, because it's so nice to have him in center field. And just like if you can get a little bit of production out of him and like keep building on that, yeah, sorry, Blade, you're going to be off the bench guy, and maybe they can deal him at the trade deadline and get something decent for it if he kind of starts to heat up, because he can bang when he's on.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
but I mean, like we were talking about the whole roster right now. The outfielders, there's too many guys.
Yeah, there is, and Blade makes a pretty good penny, I think. Like they typically don't spend big. I think Severino's the highest amount of money they've ever spent, but they have some guys that they've paid pretty well. I don't know what they're making, but like they're signed for a while, and I think Blade's one of those guys. So
I didn't realize he was on a contract.
Maybe he's not. Maybe that's Rooker that I'm thinking of that they.
I don't think either of them. I don't think. Well, if Rooker is, they must have bought out his arbitration years.
Yeah, I'm not for sure on that. Yeah, I know they paid Butler. They got Soderstrom and Wilson for a while.
Yeah, Blade's still in arbitration.
Okay, so I mean,
I think like they could be really stacked like in a year or two, because everyone's still pre-free agency. So for the next couple of years. So it's nice they got a really good young core.
Yeah,
to stay together a little bit and figure out their bullpen. Like that could be a good team. I mean, like before they went on that like real bad slide, they were. Did they ever make it to first, or were they like half a game back? Or something
I think they were a half game, and then they were like a game and a half back for a minute. And I mean, like it was real short. I think couple 3 days they were just
that series with the Mariners where they had an opportunity to take the lead.
Yeah,
they didn't do it.
I know, and they had a chance to sweep that series. They had the lead in the 7th or later in all 3 games and blew it every time. One of Mason Wheeler blew one, and it was guys that had been lights out up to that point, because they early on the starting pitching, other than like Severino, Springs, and Sears, had been dog shit, and then those oh fuck. that over the bullpen. Ooh, yeah, 432 feet. That's
who was that?
That was
France?
I'm not sure. Some white boy from Lanark.
Oh yeah.
He just sounds like a Minnesota. that just sounds like a Minnesota name. Big tall white boy named Lanark. That's but yeah, they had a really solid chance to take the lead in the division and like really be on a roll, and they shit the bed there and then just went on an absolute schneid, and they picked up one against Philly, and now they're currently on a 7-game slide, and there's been a fair amount of blowouts, but there's been a lot of really close games where they blew the lead in the 7th or later. And it's just like, God damn it. They can't put a game away. They just can't put a game away. The bullpen gives up runs, and then the offense goes cold. And just like, God damn it.
Last year, the bullpen was pretty solid. It's a lot of the same guys, and they're just not.
Yeah, there's not
like you'd expect.
No, they started out the season like kind of lights out. Their long guys were not doing so hot, but the high leverage guys were I think it was Holman had like an 0.61 ERA through like a dozen appearances. Like he was just lighting people up, and then there's I don't know what it is. They don't play well in Sacramento. They've lost. I think they're like 9-20 at home. And they were really good on the road. But they haven't. They went 6 games, 2 in Houston and 4 in Toronto, and didn't pick up a win. Blew late leads several times, and then got blown out the rest. And it's like, they just can't buy a win at the moment.
Yeah, it's rough. I don't think it will last like that, but it's rough right now.
Man, it sucks at the moment. I think they're a pretty solid roster. Like the lineup is up and down is like pretty decent. Another. God damn. That's 2 for Correa, I think, or Castro. Yeah, that's his second one. I don't think Lopez is gonna make it to the
no.
to the 7th.
I don't think so either. He might not make it out of the 6th right now.
No, he's luckily they've all been solo shots, but yeah, he's
don't need too many of those.
No,
they don't have the offense right now to make up for it.
I know, and they're they got Lopez on the mound, so it's like he's pretty fucking solid. So they got their work cut out for him now. They can get Lopez out of the game. I don't know. The Twins got a pretty decent bullpen too, though, so they just got to get some hits.
Yeah, man. So I guess my Tigers they're doing really good. And they still, I guess, they're not doing bad, obviously, because they're still in first. But there's lots of weird ones lately.
Yeah.
So probably definitely the best game of the week was Sunday or Saturday.
Yeah.
Waka versus Skubal.
That was a great game.
Yeah. So Waka had a no hitter going into the 6th. He lost it the 6th, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
His final line was I think it was 1 hit, 1 walk, 7 innings.
Yeah.
Skubal gave up. He gave up 2 hits over 7 innings, no walks, which for both of them is a game score of 80, which is it's a good game.
Yeah,
and they're just they're on it. Yeah. That was a really fun game that we ended up losing 1-0.
That sucks. I almost wore my Giants hat. I had to buy a Giants hat for my son's team last year. And if I'm gonna buy a hat, I'm gonna buy a New Era. They're the best. They're the best hats out there. They really are. They just fit. They fit the best. So, but I kind of felt for Logan Webb. He he went 8 shutout, and they lost in the bottom of the 10th. They're just like, that sucks, dude. Like, fuck the Giants, but that sucks. Like, goes out and just absolutely shoves, and then they lose in extra innings, 1-0.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like the Giants, so I'm not too disappointed about it, but
no,
it's too bad. That's a bad way to lose a nice game.
Yeah, and Webb's been really good this year. Oh man, that was a T-ball play.
Is that Soderstrom?
Yeah.
He just fell over trying to feel the ball at first. Oh, looks like he rolled his ankle too.
Yep.
He just tagged the bag. He goes and tags the base, doesn't have the ball.
Oh man.
Oh, that's too bad.
Oh man. argue your case, Lopez. Yeah.
All right, well that's enough. that's enough for Lopez, I think.
I think so. They got Bido warming up in the pin. He got shelled last time he was up. I think it was in Texas. And he got sent down. This is pretty fun. Like following this brand new team. Like I didn't know any of these guys except for I know Rooker a little bit, and I'd seen some highlights of Butler last year. And then Severino, like a new Severino from the Yankees and the Mets. So I was like, all right, just learn everything new. Now, like, got to know the quirks of all these guys over 60 games, and like Soderstrom's an athlete. Like he plays a mean left field, and yeah, he just did a little.
And was he a catcher before?
Yeah, he was drafted as a catcher, and then he started at he was playing first base, and then they kind of put him at third base for a little while, and then Andujar's bat got hot, and they needed him in there every day, so they put Andujar back at third. He hadn't played in quite a while, and then moved Soderstrom to left, and he was making some really good plays out there, and he had never played outfield before, really. So, yeah, it was cool to see. He was like, kid's just a really, really good athlete.
Yeah, I mean, they got it seems like the whole team's got to filled with just like athletes.
Yeah, they've got a lot of power, but they've got some like scrappy hustle type guys that with power, and Kurtz is just he's a hustler. Like he moves pretty good for a big dude. Like plays a pretty solid first base. He's faster than you think, and he's got some pop.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like Jack.
Yeah,
dragging on too. He's like he's a really big guy.
Yeah,
but he was also a pitcher too. So
oh shit,
he's got a low 90s. He's got a low 90s fastball. So yeah.
So yeah, you put him in right field and he'll run somebody out of the plate.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's kind of similar to the Tigers right now. We got some guys getting healthy again. So they're like moving a bunch of people back to maybe or closer to where they should be positioned. But the outfield is just stacked, or maybe not stacked, but we got too many outfielders.
Yeah. So I guess so Geloff, who I've never seen play, I need to watch some of his highlights to see what he was like. But they talk about him all the time on the A's radio. But like Luis Urias is playing a really solid second base, and he's he's pretty good hitter. Like he's kind of a slap hitter type of guy, but he's got some pop. He's got 6 or 7 home runs, and he's batting like 250, 260. And from what I've looked at Geloff's numbers, like he's not much of an offensive guy, but he must play like a mean second base.
Yeah, I mean he's a pretty high average guy, but not a lot of pop.
Okay,
steals a few bases. Like I've had him on fantasy.
Okay.
First 2 years. And so like it was good for like 15 home runs, maybe 20 stolen bases, and like 275 or something like that average.
Yeah,
I think it was a little bit better the year before. I think he was hitting over 300 his first year, but not for not a whole season.
Okay.
But I mean, like, yeah, I think he's a good defenseman too.
Okay, so yeah, that's so then you got like when he comes back, I don't know if he's a young guy, so I can't imagine he's been really paid yet.
No,
but
he's still pre-arbitration.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, they like if he then you got a kind of a platoon there at in the middle infield. Like Wilson's not going anywhere. Obviously, he's he's shortstop, and you're just gonna ride that horse into the ground. Like they, and we were talking earlier. Like it seems like like his his movement in the batter's box has gotten even more animated as the season went along. Like it was at first, it was like his hands were not still by any means, but they were just kind of normal like hand movement. But his feet were I mean, he was just like jitterbugging in the box, and now he's like he's really working his hands too, and it's like he's just like a dog, like ready to go. Like he's like, let me hit it, and it's funny to watch, but like,
and you know he wants to swing at every single pitch too.
Oh, every single one. But he's gotten so much more disciplined. He's still not exactly disciplined, but he's like a Vlad Guerrero type of swing, where he just like he'll swing at anything and he'll somehow hit it, somehow put it in play. And Vlad obviously had way more pop, but it was the same type of deal where it's like, how did he hit that? And Wilson's, I mean, but he's also like he can hit it to where he wants to as well. Like there's a big old hole on the right side there. I'm gonna just go slap it over there, and he does. It just like he's just kind of a wizard with the bat right now. Like got a little bit of power. He's got seven dongs, but it's not a huge power hitter, but he's got like 30 something RBI. He was he's just made the AL player rookie of the month. So like I don't know who would be a close second to him. Like he's just had a fantastic start. He's hitting 350 something with an on base of like 438, OBP of 909, I think, or somewhere in that area. Just like a lot of doubles, a couple of home runs, and just always on fucking base. Just always on base. Always putting and if he's not on base, he's like, they're productive outs. He's moving a runner along. And he just, I don't know. He's an old school type of player. He's with, high socks and fun as fuck to watch.
I do like the high socks.
Yeah. Yeah. And then A's got the great color scheme for high socks too. It looks sharp. Yeah, they're now if they could just win a game or two, that would be cool.
Just out here glazing a team that just won 17 for 18 losses.
yeah, they've lost 19 of 20.
Oh, 19 of 20 now. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm talking about how fun they are to watch, which they really are, but they're so goddamn frustrating because
imagine if they could win a game. Like,
yeah,
crazy.
Like the early in the season, like when they were they got down early, but they made a hell of a run and got I think they were 4 games over 500 at one point, just back of the division. But that was fun to watch. They were winning some. They weren't playing a lot of good teams, but they were winning convincingly. And then they went on this brutal stretch here. Like they haven't. Their last like kind of gimme series was at Miami, and then they had they just had a brutal stretch. Yankees, Phillies, the A's are getting hot, and like they were on a 6-game winning streak, and we took it to 10 for them. And just like it was just series after series like that, and they just everything has gone wrong.
Tigers are supposed to be on their easy series. You got the White Sox right now.
Yeah,
so we won like 13-1 or something like that. Carpenter had three bombs. Dingler had a bomb, which I've been saying this all year, and I don't know how. Like, why it's not catching on. But they need to start calling all his home runs ding dongs.
Yeah. It's really
like
do.
Perfect. It's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
But then today, like I switched it over in like the 6th or 7th. So watch some of the Royals.
Yeah.
It was like 1-0 at that point, and then I hop on here and did check the final, and Matt's like, "Oh yeah, they lost like 8-1." I'm like, "What happened?" I don't know. It just the bullpen just like imploded, and what's crazy is like last year, like one of the real big things like that like drove their like that final month of the season was the bullpen, because at that point we only had 4 starters, so we're doing bullpen games every 5th day, and like they were just lights out. And this year, not like they're bad, but like I get nervous now when they turn over the bullpen.
Yeah.
It was like it used to be such a strength. I mean, we had like 3 guys under 2.5 ERA. We still had a couple, but like the really good high leverage guys now are not. They're giving up some runs.
Yeah, that's the pitching in general has not been great at all. I mean, well, it's been the worst team ERA in baseball, and it's not as miserable as the Rockies pitching. Like it's in general, it's not as miserable as the Rockies, because there's no hope over there. There's nothing over there.
There's Baltimore's who's worse too, certainly.
Yeah, but like we've seen what a good team they can be. Like, so I'm like, this is just a schneid. They got to get off it somehow. I don't think playoffs are realistically in the picture. Like there's always something could happen, but realistically, I don't have that much. Like I'm hoping for 500. Like that's what I'm hoping for. But they're going to be fun to watch if they can get the pitching somewhat ironed out. The bullpen has to happen there. That their bullpen has blown every lead they've had over this whole stretch. I mean, that like it's either the get down early and it's a blowout, or they lose it late. That's it's just been rough. So like they can figure something out to make it look, the pitching look halfway competent. They'll be tough to beat. But right now, like you can't trust anyone in the bullpen. Like Sterner was lights out early in the year, and he's been figured out here lately. So he's got to get something figured out. They're just Miller's same way. Like he's not been very. He's still throwing 104, but he's not locating it. And yeah, it's the big leagues, man. You gotta be on your game.
Yeah. I don't know, you want to get into the standings?
Yeah, let me get that pulled up.
Yeah, we're gonna do the standings, and then we're gonna do just some quick third. Well, I guess we're probably about 35% of the way through the season right now, or something like that. Some early MVP, Cy Young.
Yeah.
Predictions.
See how they compared to what we had. Let's see, standings. All right. All right. In the West, Mariners back on top, 32-26. Astros at 33-27, so they're only a half game. I think
technically that's like tied. Well,
yeah, it's
whatever.
Not essentially tied. The Rangers are below, 3 games under 500, 4.5 back. Same. The Angels are 5 back, and the A's are now 10.5 back. So they're ways out. Yeah, they're gonna. I think it's pretty safe to say that the playoffs are out of the equation at the moment.
They just got to go on that instead of doing a 1-20 or 1-19, do a 19-1 stretch.
Maybe they'll pull a Tigers of last year. It'll be like the Rockies of 07.
Rocktober.
Rocktober, Sacktober.
Sacktober. I love
That would be awesome. But then You think they'd have the games there, the playoff games in Sacramento?
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
It'd be so funny. There's not a chance I'd be able to get a ticket.
Those games would be going for like 5,000 seats for those for the lawn
Oh
seats.
yeah, they're already pretty expensive. If you get them through MLB or through the A's, if you get them through second party ones, there you can get them pretty cheap as closer to game time. But or you can buy $25 lawn tickets like we did, and those are actually fun as shit. So but that'd be wild to see it in October if they could pull that off. Like, I don't think it's going to happen this year, but like that's not out of the question completely. And then next year, like if they do something to shore up the pitching and kind of just keep adding to what they got there. Yeah.
Are they there for 2 years or 3 years?
3 years. So 2028 is when the Vegas Stadium's supposed to open, and that's when the move will be complete, I guess. So
I mean, yeah, over the next 2 years, there's a decent chance that they're gonna have a home playoff game.
They're gonna have to embrace that stadium while they're there. I know they kind of hate it, but like it just like embrace the suck, man. Yeah, it is what it is. You gotta, the Rays are doing the same thing, and they're like, there's a solid chance they're gonna make a wild card this year. Like if they don't implode, if they keep sending guys like Chandler Simpson down to the minors, that's not going to work out. Yeah. But, I just like one of those, like, yeah, it sucks. Everybody in around baseball thinks it sucks and it's gay but it is what it is. Like, I don't know. That just, if you're on the team, you gotta suck it up. That's, make it home, make it part of your character.
I guess, yeah.
That's all you can do. I mean, you can be pissed off about it, but it's not gonna do you much good. Like, or bitch about the stuff you can get changed. Like there's certain
fair
things.
enough. I'm just saying for baseball in general, having a playoff game at a tiny little
AAA part, yeah,
it's not great.
It's not great, no, for sure. So I don't know if they're going to allow that to happen, or if they would, move it to San Francisco or what.
I don't know. I mean, like, as we're looking at the East right now, like, the Yankees are still pretty far ahead, but Rays are in second place now.
Yeah, they're 2 games over 500. They're tied with the Blue Jays, and
they've actually been playing okay.
They really have, and the Blue Jays have kind of turned it on. I mean, they had 4 games against the A's and made the most of it.
Well, and so they did send down Chandler Simpson, but like the reason was they were getting back to like everyday starters from last year. So and like young, pretty good guys. So they had to make some room, and Simpson has played some awful defense. So
it's kind of a Blade situation there. So it's like there's a lot of upside to Blade, but he was not producing, and you got this kid that, at the very least, is not going to cost. I mean, he just had an error a minute ago, but up to that point, he's played elite center field. So yeah, it is what it is. You only got so many spots on the roster, and
Simpson had 19 stolen bases in the last month.
Yeah,
and it was hitting 285, but like he's a really bad center fielder, really bad outfielder. Like, so they got to work on some things for him. But hopefully he'll be back. But yeah, I mean the team, like the beginning of the year, you were kind of high on the Rays and I wasn't. And
yeah,
I kind of see it now.
I wouldn't say it's just kind of a gut feeling I got about the Rays. They're always kind of scrappy, they like that, and they always have been. I don't know any, like I didn't know hardly any of the players on their squad, but I just like it. Just historically, that's just what the Rays are, and that they always kind of do that. But I'm the Orioles have kind of they I wouldn't say they got hot, but they're playing pretty decent ball here lately. They're on a 3-game win streak, 6-4 in their last 10. but they're pitching so bad that they're, they just can't. They can't do anything with.
They put themselves in such a big hole, and
yeah,
even if they got like one, if they went out and got like one starter at the deadline, like they're so far back it wouldn't even matter.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't do anything to address the pitching. Like, look, we'll get to the injury report a little bit later, but looking back on it now, knowing what we know, the Orioles probably made a good choice on Corbin Burns.
I mean,
we'll see, but
that's fine. But if they made it. They made it for the wrong reason,
right? And then they didn't do anything to like
got Charlie Morton. Okay.
Yeah, you got Charlie Morton,
like a 40-year-old pitcher.
Yeah, who's been god awful. So it's they're too far out of it. I mean, I don't think they're going to be that level of bad all year. Like they can kind of make it. They might make it 8 games back of the division instead of 14 and a half. But I don't know if they're a 500 team at all, or even close to 500. Maybe like 65 wins or some shit like that. They might make 70, but they're just not very good. The Red Sox, I don't know what their deal is. Like they got a lot of injuries, but even before the injuries, like it was Bregman and Bregman and Crochet, and that was it. And then Bregman got hurt.
Devers is still a good player.
I forget about him. Yeah, he had a slow start, but he's been lights out here lately. So he's been doing his thing, but they're
I mean, like, I don't know, Duran doesn't seem like not that he's bad or anything, but maybe not as good as I thought after the season last year.
Yeah.
Story's doing nothing now.
Yeah.
Casas is had like a good year last year, is doing nothing now.
Yeah.
No, Casas is hurt too, right?
I think so. I was watching that Netflix series the other day. I haven't finished it all, but Casas is he's a weird duck, man.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah. Casas is the one who got hurt. No, that's why they want to put Devers at first.
Yeah,
he totally go fuck off. But
right.
But yeah, I mean, like, that's a weird one that they're because they even started out the year pretty good, and then just kind of fell off.
Yeah, no, they're 10 games back. They're 5 games under 500, and yeah, they're not looking great. As what's Bregman's deal? How long's he out?
I don't actually know.
I don't know either. Well, I'll add that to the injury list. But Tigers are running away with the Central at the moment.
It was pretty tight there or maybe not tight, but like Cleveland, Minnesota, and KC were like 3 to 5 games back, and now it's and the Tigers have kind of after 7.5. That's
I wouldn't say that
they're pulling away.
Yeah, pulling away is a better way to put it. They're not running away with it, but they're starting to pull away. But that middle 3, the White Sox obviously not any good at all. They did beat the shit out of the Tigers today, but that's a fluke. You'll have one of those. Even Rockies got a winning streak going right now. They got a 2-gamer. You need to knock that shit off if you're going to hit 130. They
got this first series win in like a year and a half.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I think the A's they're climbing up there. I was looking the other day, and I think they're at like 9 straight series lost at this point. So
Colorado literally like since like
September of last year. Yeah, like I think it was like middle of September they beat the Diamondbacks when the Diamondbacks just shit the bed down the stretch last year.
Yeah. But yeah, that middle 3 in the AL Central is really it's really good and competitive, and they're all like don't know, maybe Jack Tagnon solves the Royals' offensive woes, but they probably need a little bit more than just him. But I mean, it's a good addition.
I saw a meme today, and I don't know if it was true or not, but it's like Cal Raleigh's had more home runs in the last 27 at bats than the entire Royals have in the last 493.
Yes, that is true.
That's wild.
Yeah, I think it's like 10 for him, but still.
Yeah, Cal Raleigh's been on a tear too.
He is. I mean, like he's just crushing the ball. I think he's. I guess it depends on the day, but I think he is tied for the league in home runs right now.
I think. I think he's either leading the league or tied for it.
But yeah, he's also doing it as a catcher, which is wild.
Yeah, and he plays like he's an elite catcher too. Like like So he's having a hellacious season. I wonder if he can keep it up.
I just looked at his page. He's also got 6 stolen bases.
Yeah, like he's not fucking around. He's like dude coming to play every day. Man, he's on one right now. So it's but
it's got one of the better nicknames out there too.
Yeah, Big Dumper. That's so good. That's so funny. Yeah.
All right.
All right. So then NL East is back and forth between Mets, Phillies. The Braves have not been able to put anything together. Like they got back to 500 and then they got back to 500. They added
Acuna got back and Strider got back, and I thought that was going to change the whole team, and it's not. I mean, even though Acuna is, I think he's still hitting the ball pretty well, right?
He must not be hitting home runs because I heard about him the first 2 games, and then I haven't heard much about him since.
He's hitting 324. He's got 3 home runs, no stolen bases, but that's only 34 at bats.
All right, so
that's actually a pretty good clip.
He's doing pretty good.
He's hitting
Strider's not been great though. Like he gave up 5 today. So went 5 innings, gave up 5, walked a couple. I don't remember the full box score, but I didn't watch any of it, but I was kind of interested because it was Strider versus Gallen, and I was like, oh, who's gonna give up more runs today? Because Gallen's not been good this year.
Yeah, that would have been a great matchup. Last year.
Early last year, that'd have been like a nasty matchup. That'd have been so fun to watch. And then, this year I was just like, oof, I almost bet the over on that game, and I was I forgot to go do it. And the game had already started, and but I was like, I should have bet the over. And I think Gallen pitched a pretty decent game, but Strider gave up 5. He's still on his way back.
I mean, it hurts losing Smith Schauber.
Yeah, he's been putting together a really good season, and but they're 5.5 out of the wild card at the moment. So, I mean,
it's not impossible. They could
no,
especially
like if Strider starts to get back to normal, then that solves a big chunk of the not a big that's for one day that solves a big chunk of the problem.
Well, I mean, I think Acuna back is very helpful, and he's kind of a leader in that clubhouse.
Yeah, and you get a guy that hits like he does. He's he's hitting the ball a lot, and then starts stealing bases and shit. Like that makes the guys behind you better too. So things could change there. Washington, they've been okay. Like nothing.
Actually, I think they've been on like a pretty good run recently. I think it's only 5. Well, it's 5-5 now, but maybe the play has just been better because I'll only say that because I hear about a lot more players.
Yeah, so like
usually that's the only thing I hear about is Gore and Wood.
Yeah, but like CJ Abrams been having a nice year. They've been playing okay. Like they're 4 games under 500. Not going to make a run at the division, but they're very much in the wild card hunt. 5 games back, but it's still pretty early. It's not early, but still we're about a third of the way through the season. So a lot of games left, about 100 games left. So there's a lot can happen in that, and but Philly and New York have built themselves a very comfortable division type of lead. It's going to come down to those two, unless the wheels just fall off for one or both of them. But I don't really see that happening.
It's the Mets,
It is the Mets, but man, they look really good.
They do, and then like I say that, but like they had a great except for last year.
Yeah, they had a really nice run. They were in the NLCS, so
yeah,
they're a good team. I mean, they added Juan Soto. They lost Severino, but they gained they've got a really good pitching staff. That offense can thump. They're a solid team, and Phillies are kind of the same thing. They're an older team than the Mets. I mean, the Mets are kind of aged as well, though.
It's kind of in the middle, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lindor and I mean, Pete's still kind of young. I mean, but he's not that young. So yeah, they're kind of middle of the road age wise, where the Phillies are a little on the older side. But same thing, like that whole lineup can thump. They got a good pitching staff.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't see either of them falling off too much. But I could see, Washington or Atlanta making a little run towards the wild card. Miami's not going to do anything. They had 5,000 and some people in attendance yesterday for the Rockies game, and that was an evening game, 6:40 start.
It was also I think that was a decent game too, right? Was
it was a pretty good
5-6 or something like that?
Yeah, it was a pretty solid game actually. The Rockies played good ball yesterday. They got just enough out of the pitching, and they Hunter Goodman had a couple dongs, so not a bad game. And there was the meme said literally tens of people enjoyed the game between the Marlins and the Rockies.
What was funny is it's probably less than that because there's not many. The home team lost.
Yeah,
there's probably not a whole lot of Rockies fans there.
No, I can't imagine there's
probably tens of Rockies fans there.
Of Rockies fans.
A nice game.
Yeah. NL Central's the Cubs are kind of pulling away, but the Cards. They made up a lot of ground, and they're playing really good baseball right now. Their pitching staff has been good, and they look like they could be kind of legit. I think they could give the Cubbies a run. But that being said, the Cubs look really good. They slowed down some towards the first part of May, but I mean they're 8-2 in their last 10, 3-game winning streak, and they can put up runs in bunches, and their pitching's been pretty good. But Imanaga's on the DL. I haven't seen for how long, but he's been really good.
Yeah, hopefully that's short because he's one of the guys I'd go watch his starts too.
Yeah. I'm not I can't stand the Cubs. I'm nothing against the players. I've grown to hate the Cubs fan base. But yeah, Imanaga's he's a guy that I like to watch pitch. Pete Crow Armstrong is fun as fuck to watch. That guy's, I think he's second in the MVP polling right now. He's he's an electric ball player, and he's got the Cubs. You know, his mom was the mom in Rookie of the Year, and so he's got the whole Cubs connection there too. So like it's just kind of a cool story.
But Rookie of the Year is it the Rookie of the Year of the Twins?
No, it was the Cubs.
I thought that was.
I think Little Big League was the Twins.
Little Big League. Yeah. You're right.
So, yeah. So I mean, that's a cool story. It's one of those like romantic baseball stories, and you know, always fuck the Cubs, but that's a pretty cool story. It was kind of the same thing I thought when they won the series. I was like, fuck the Cubs, but it's pretty cool seeing all the celebrations and shit. And it's been 108 years, you know, like that. It was cool to see. I'm glad we got to see it in our lifetime, you know, but still, fuck the Cubs.
Yeah, fuck the Cubs. They're, I think, probably one of the youngest pictures of me. I don't know how, but they dressed me up in like a little Cubs uniform, like
oh shit,
like in the orphanage.
Oh fuck, that's funny.
Like full like jersey pants. Like,
that's awesome.
Like, I'm like, who the fuck did this? You motherfucker.
I'm so mad about that. I would have been pissed. Yeah, but I think the Cards can give them a run, but I don't know. The Cubs look really good right now. The Reds are kind of whatever. They've got some fun pieces, but overall they're whatever.
I mean, they're almost at 500. Like,
yeah,
that's probably where they're expected to be. Maybe a little bit better, but I thought they'd maybe make a little bit of a jump.
I kind of thought so too, but
yeah, and I think a big part of that is like Ellie De Cruz just like is not as electric as he was last year.
No, he's not. And then he just like his sister just died, and so he's going to be on bereavement.
He played that day, and he hit a tank.
Yeah, like he hit like that one went a long fucking ways. Yeah, so like you know, hearts out to him. That sucks. Yeah. That was a cool moment. It sucks for him, but he's going to be on leave for a little bit. And Hunter Green's still dominant. And they've got some other guys, but yeah, they're kind of about where you'd think they'd be, honestly. And then the Brewers, they kind of dropped off from last year, but they're not out of it. They're a pretty good team, and they've what's their bopper over there? He's been
Jackson Churio?
Not Churio, but the Yelich. Yelich has been getting hot here lately. Churio's I think been pretty good this season.
Yeah, he's okay.
Okay.
He's okay.
Pirates are nothing to talk about there other than Skeens or O'Neal Cruz but
he's honestly not even like he does some amazing things, but just not super consistently. Nothing amazing on defense.
No, he's not. He made a pretty good catch today at the wall, but yeah, he's just kind of whatever on defense. Hits the shit out of the ball.
Yeah, I thought the average would come up a little bit, and like I think it's worse.
I think so too. It's I don't know. We'll see. It's like I said, it's still kind of early, and yeah, Paul Skeens though that's a must watch start every time. He's just been absolute filth. That two-seamer at 9,900 mile an hour running in on those right-handers. Fuck, dude.
Oh, that's a nasty pitch.
It's so nasty.
I mean, he's so good at his repertoire is insane.
Yeah. So, he's got everything. And then he can locate them all too. Like his location has been dialed in as of his last, 4 or 5 starts where he's like Skeens was last year, but a little bit better.
Yeah, well, and like I mean, it's so easy to pitch sequence when you got when every single pitch is filthy.
Yeah, and you can put it where you want it. Like it's just. Yeah, he's fun to watch. Like he's dialed in right now, and he gave up. He had I don't know, like 3 or 4 hits, but he gave up a solo home run. That was it. But eight complete, 7 Ks. Just dominant.
It's ironic because he's fun to pitch or watch pitch, but like it looks like he's never had fun playing baseball in his life. Like,
I know.
He's so stoic.
Oh yeah.
I mean, actually, just all the time, not just playing baseball. He's just straight faced, the same expression, like.
Oh yeah, he's just
all the time.
Yeah, he's just like dialed in at all times. Just not. Yeah. Just total poker face.
Yeah, I mean, it almost seems like when some of his interviews, he's still kind of a little evenly toned.
Yeah.
And you think maybe he's just not that interested, but like it's clearly that he is, and like I think he's getting involved in some of the like representation to from the Pirates to the league or the Players Association.
Yeah.
So he's like really trying to step up, and I mean, clearly the on-field is doing great, but he's he's trying to become like a leader, which is unfortunate because he's going to get traded like in about 2 years probably.
Yeah, and it sucks because like Pirates are they're like the A's on the East Coast, like they got a rowdy fan base. They got a long history. They've got some World Series under them, but they're just like their ownership is not doing anything with them. They got. I mean, like you got the next Nolan Ryan on the mound for you, and like you're not doing anything to make him better, to make the team around him better. And it's just like I hate to see it. I hate to see it. Like I like to see good baseball, and I got.
We said it like last year, but like Casey really knows. Like, all right, we're not going to spend a lot of money. The Rays too. We're not going to spend a lot of money. But like when we see that opportunity,
we're gonna go get it.
You get like the special player, and we're gonna go dump some money into free agency.
Yeah,
and, try and make a World Series once. And that fights work for the KC.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and like Bobby Witt, you got your guy. Like they're like, all right, we like this guy. Everybody likes this guy. Like there's not a single person in or around baseball that doesn't love Bobby Witt Jr. So you're like, lock him up. Let's build around him. Let's go. And
but even if you don't lock him up, like maybe just sell out for 1 year to really make like a huge run, and then trade him like before his free agency year and try and get rebuild that farm system.
Yeah, exactly. And the Royals have notoriously always had a good farm system.
It's because they trade away everyone. They never. Sal, like I think Sal was the first
Alex Gordon, and then Salvi, and now.
I mean, but like they're both also internal. Like they don't spend outside.
Yeah, exactly. But they. They haven't really, as far as like big free agents, they go get somebody, like not a big name necessarily, but they'll go.
What I got like Chapman, like like they've gotten some big names, but like that's a little bit more of a refined piece where you're not spending like a giant. You never sign a reliever for more than like 3 years.
Right. Yeah. They and man, that when they won the series, that back end of their bullpen was just filthy. I mean, they were so good that year.
Unfortunately, Pirates is not going to do that. Like,
no, they're not going to be the KC of that, and they're. Yeah, I don't know, man. That sucks because that Skeens he's something special. Like he's dude is so good. The West, the Diamondbacks have got to kind of turn it on, or they're going to get left in the dust because L.A., San Diego, San Francisco, they're just cruising, man.
I mean, LA is LA. I watched some of the Yankee series.
Yeah, the World Series rematch that's been hyped up, and
unfortunately, it wasn't like good games. Like there's blowouts.
Yep.
But whatever.
Yeah, like Freed, who's been good all year, didn't have his best game, and like Shohei's just doing Shohei shit. Like, goddamn, dude.
Judge too. Like, what do you?
Yeah, Judge. Same thing. Judge is like he's the American robot, where we have the Japanese robot on the West Coast and the American robot on the East Coast. Like they're just
Well, we'll get some more on them.
Yeah, exactly.
But man, so the Padres like they haven't been playing great, and I cannot believe that they're still in second in that.
I know it.
I guess they picked it up a little bit like since last week, but they were looking like they're falling apart, and now it's
a little bit. They had a lot of injuries, but like they were getting the speed wobbles for a minute, but it seems like they've kind of got it back under control. They're only a game out, and yeah, the Dodgers, fuck, they've got an entire like small market payroll on the injured list just in pitching right now. Like it's insane.
Well, Padres have all so they've been doing well, but Tatis has actually been slumping a bit.
A little bit, and
maybe at least from like he started out hot, but he also when he's healthy, he's like kind of always hits like really well.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe he'd keep that up for the whole season, but it's a little rough right now.
Yeah,
he's getting no contact. He's swinging and missing a lot.
Cease has not been himself. Like he's had a pretty rough year. But that's a good ball club. Like they're hanging in there. Like and that's easily the toughest division in baseball. I mean that your top three are only separated by 3 games, and Arizona just losing Corbin Burns that hurts. He had been having a pretty good year.
Is he confirmed that he's got a UCL?
I don't know for sure. Well, it sounded like it was, but I guess I hadn't seen anything confirmed. But
well, so that last start, like I think he got pulled like mid 5th inning, mid 4th inning.
So.
Is early, and like he clearly was not looking great, but I think he pulled himself out.
I think so too,
because like you can see in the game feed, like it's like something like my elbow's dead or something like that.
Yeah.
Not what you want to hear from your new big time free agency.
Yeah, the guy that just paid $200 million. You're like, oh fuck. And he's like, fuck. He said it didn't look good. I don't know what the prognosis was for sure, but
I don't either. But I mean, when it happens like that quickly and you know something's wrong, like that's not a good sign.
No, not at all. Let's see, injury reports. Nothing on him yet. So the starting pitcher, since it was on his, he got injured in the game. They don't have to they don't really have to update it till
till
closer to his next start, do they? Like on the injury list?
Well, yeah, and when you can always do it, you can always place them on the injury list retroactively.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So like,
So they're not saying anything until they're for sure. Sounds like.
yeah, but I mean, since it's still pretty early in the year, you'd expect if it is UCL that he's going to get Tommy Johns like immediately. Um, does that mean maybe he gets back by like the very end of next season?
Oh yeah. So, dang, that sucks. But they,
Well, maybe like All-Star break next season.
yeah. So I mean, I guess it'd be one to get if he needs to get it done now, so they can maybe have him back when they're making a run near the push next year. So, that sucks. I hope it's not UCL, but it's sure kind of what it looked like.
Yeah, I mean, now I don't ever want to see players injured, but like and I don't like the Diamondbacks, but if it's not, it's kind of nice having that top four of that division
Yeah,
stacked, and if he's not there, like that's gonna make it into a 3-horse race.
like I saw that Evaldi went on the injured
Oh
list.
no, did he?
I don't know what it was,
Okay.
but I saw that he and I don't think it was for like, I don't think it was like a 60-day.
Okay.
Yeah,
because he's had 2 Tommy Johns.
Yeah. So yeah, you don't.
And it has been pretty healthy since the second one.
He's like kind of one of the rare ones, right?
Yes.
Rangers expect minimum IL stay for Evaldi, right triceps tightness. Okay, so it's not an elbow. All right, good. I mean, their division opponent, but I don't want I want to see good baseball. I don't want to, you want to see the best guys out there, and with DeGrom and Evaldi both, like DeGrom's been pitching really well. So like it's kind of a tough division.
It is. You still watching the A's?
I've got it on there somewhere.
Butler just did this swim move, trying to get in at second. And they call him out, but they're reviewing it right now. It looks like I think he's in, but it was a slick little move there. Just kind of goes like a little swim move.
Yeah,
get around the tag.
I think he's in. That's pretty. All right.
Oh, that's in. He's
yeah. Yeah, he's in. They never got him. Nice. All right. What's the score?
9-3.
9-3. All right. Lopez starting us off strong.
Most of the damage wasn't him, Alan.
No, I think he only gave up 3. Came.
But that's what we were talking about before we got on the pod. Is like, he can only give up, 1 or 2 because the bullpen's giving up 7.
I know, and then the offense goes cold against their bullpens, and you're like, come on, man! Like you've been putting up runs all year, and still have like one of the worst run differentials in baseball. Like they've been blown out, and then. Yeah, or they just they score runs early, and this cannot put a team away. Just can't do it.
Was there any other injury updates? You said. Well, you got Andujar. I don't know.
Andujar with oblique strain. He's on the IL. Kurtz is getting ready to come back. They've got Hoagland. Just went on the IL. JT Ginn, I think, is getting ready to make a rehab start. So they're all over the place. Blade was down for 6 days and then came back up. injury. What? Yeah, there's.
I don't know. You got Weaver and Alvarez here that you didn't talk about. I don't know which Weaver, which Alvarez. Is that Luke Weaver?
So it was Luke Weaver I saw
Yeah.
went down, and then Jordan Alvarez went down.
Okay. Well, he's been down, hasn't he?
Yeah. I think they moved him to.
Oh, you can get moved to 60 day?
I think maybe.
Okay.
I'm not for sure, but yeah. So it's the dog. It's the beginning of the dog days. You know, it's when the injuries really kind of start to pile up, and you get to see, you know, like the ebbs and flows, the peaks and the valleys, and it's been a pretty deep valley over here, pretty high peaks over in Detroit, and
yeah, but we got Jackson Jobe just went down. He clearly didn't have his best stuff last night. And he only went. I think he gave up like 5 and 3 and a third innings or something like that, and then immediately the 15-day. No diagnosis yet that I've heard, but we're getting some guys back, which makes it a little interesting for us. But like Vierling just came back a couple days ago, and he's been playing center, so Javi Baez is back to third. But then probably next week Parker Meadows comes back, and that's gonna make that outfield really, really crowded.
Yeah, because Riley Green was playing center before Vierling came back, right?
No, it was Javi Baez.
I mean, Javi. Yeah. Oh yeah, wasn't Riley Green playing center for a minute though?
Yes, and then they put Javi there.
Yeah, and Javi Baez is a goddamn athlete, man. He can just.
He made some great plays. I mean, he made some great plays. I think he was doing better at center field than he was at shortstop before.
Yeah, he was a plus center fielder. I mean, he was doing well. Yeah, so that I guess that's a good problem to have, you know, when you're a little crowded and
Well, and we got one of the best managers out there who's he's been doing this like little lineup tweaking like all the time, and it's been clearly working out really great. So I don't get why he makes them lineup like we're just some weird lineups or something like that, or like I don't know, Kerry Carpenter, like for example, like one day we'll lead off and the next day he'll be hitting sixth. I don't get it. Whatever, but I'll trust him for now because they keep winning.
See, Kotze is kind of on the opposite end. Like he makes some weird ass moves that I don't understand. Like how
every game.
and yeah, like it was okay early in the season, but like right now you're just like, come on, man, can you make this work? Can you somehow make this work? I know you can't pitch for him, but still, like it's not. It's been shitty. Yeah. So who else did I have on the injury?
Alvarez, Imanaga.
Oh yeah, Imanaga. I wonder. Let's see what his situation is. Left hamstring strain. He's
that bad.
Yeah, so he threw a second bullpen session on May 31st. Live BP is the next. Okay, so he's supposed to make a rehab start this week. So as of the 31st, that's what they said. So so it doesn't seem like it's too bad for him. That's good. Another pitcher that I like to watch. So yeah, Jordan Alvarez. I don't know what his situation is supposed to be, but pushback. Yeah, very small fracture in his hand.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I did hear that. I think he was like getting ready to come back, and they did another X-ray, and he had like a little microfracture.
Oh, okay.
So he's got to stay on the DL for a little bit longer.
But they don't have to move him to like the 60-day. It doesn't seem like so. All right. Well,
they would have already done it if they, yeah.
Well, that's good. It's gonna make the division even tougher. So like a little more out of reach. Trout is back, and I'm glad it wasn't like the game after they left Sacramento that he came back. He at least waited a few more games.
Yeah, that would have been rough if he's just like, fuck the McKinleys.
I know.
I'm until the weekend.
I'm gonna keep an eye on them. They got one more series in Sacramento, so I'm gonna keep an eye on Trout, right? And just get day of lawn tickets if I can.
Yeah,
but
he hit a tank in his first game back.
Yeah, over the monster in Fenway. So
I hit like the light pole.
Yeah, yeah. He crushed it. The Angels put a fucking ass whooping on the Red Sox that game. It was 3 home runs in the first half of the leadoff inning. Three home runs in the first inning. First time it's ever happened.
I was just about to say. I think that's the first time they've ever, which is weird ass random stat, but whatever.
It is, but it's still.
It's also a stadium that's been around for over 100 years.
Yeah, it was built in opened in 1902, and there's never been a team that lead off the series with 3 home runs in the first inning. So like that's wild. That's a wild stat. It's a meaningless stat, but it's wild.
But like, for 120 something year old stadium, the first inning thing is pretty impressive now.
It really is. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, it's good to see Trout back and hitting the ball well. So his average was ticking up as well, but like
it can't get worse. He was hitting like 180,
something like that. He's over 200.
With like 12 home runs.
yeah. He hit his 10th home run. He's only played 34 games, so it's
he's probably got like 12 hits.
I think something like that.
10 of them are home runs.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So he's it's good to see him back. I hope he's not going to be the same old Trout, I don't think, but I hope he gets closer to that, So
beginning of the year, I keep saying like I just want 1 year of like vintage Mike Trout.
I know, like a full season. Just
I don't think it's gonna happen anymore.
I don't think so either. It sucks. That sucks. Yeah, I don't think there was too many other big injuries that like that. What's his name? The closer for Luke Weaver. Like that hurts for the Yankees, but I think they're pretty solid in that in the division lead there. I don't see them giving that up.
Well, and what's his the Milwaukee guy they brought over? Like
he was closing early in the season, anyways.
Well, he was trash, but I think he's been pitching like pretty well recently. So it's not the worst loser we were.
Yeah, because Weaver got moved to the setup role, and what the fuck is it, Devlin or something like that?
Devin Williams.
Devin Williams, that's right. Yeah, and he was garbage early in the year, but he's pitched way better here lately. So, I mean, yeah, they're the fucking Yankees, and Aaron Judge is having just an all-time season. So
yeah, it brings probably the next topic is
the award re-predictions, I guess. We weren't too far off with Judge and Shohei, as far as the MVPs, like that. Not much has changed in that category.
So Judge, I think everyone can agree is running away with it.
He's hitting over 400, and he's either top 2 or leading the league in home runs. He's literally having probably the best right-handed batting season of all time.
Yeah, it might be. By almost any metric, I think.
I don't think I'm being hyperbolic by saying that, and I'm not saying literally and loosely at all. I think he is quite literally having the best season for a right-handed batter ever. So, if he stays on pace, it's going to be absurd numbers.
For WAR, if you extrapolate it out, like the only people that would be better would be Ruth.
Yeah,
like that's like 3 seasons of Ruth.
He's at a 5 WAR at the beginning of June. Like he's having an all-star season, like for the full length of the season, and it's just now June.
Yeah. So I think that's an easy one.
Yeah.
There's no one contend for an MVP there.
And then
if you want to talk, all right. So if we're going to talk about it, like, just for the sake of.
For the sake of argument, sure.
Yeah, like Cal Raleigh's having an amazing.
Raleigh's having a great season
as a catcher. Like the numbers aren't quite as good, but as a catcher, he's having one of the best catcher seasons ever.
Yeah, and he's also like, I think his on base is like north of 400, and he's just 1-1 with Judge on the league lead in home runs.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's hitting like 130 points back in batting average.
Yeah, he's still hitting well over 300, but it's not anywhere close to what Judge is doing.
No, he's more like I think he's like 280 or something.
Is he 280? Oh, yeah. I think there for a while he was hitting over he was hitting like 315 or something. But yeah, he's having just an incredible season, and I think he's also on track for the best season by a catcher, offensive season by a catcher in history. So,
okay, maybe I'll have to look into that, but I know for certain it's going to be the most home runs by a catcher.
Yeah, but like I think he's in like that Johnny Bench type of territory,
or something.
Yeah, like some of the just ridiculous catcher years from back in the day. I think he's on pace or outpacing them at this point. So,
I think one of the reasons he's able to do that is because he does hit. He plays like pretty much every day, which is why you don't see huge catcher numbers like that as much anymore. Because even like the best catchers, you're playing. You're taking every 5th day off.
Yeah, you're kind of on the same on a reverse pitcher rotation. And yeah, I think like even when he's not catching, I think he DHs. So
I don't know how you keep him out of the lineup.
Yeah, for real. I mean, he's just, you got to have him in there. If he can go, he can go. Yeah. Like he's got to go. On the National League side, there's a few more in the I don't think there's a whole lot else in the mix for the American League MVP so far. It's Judge running away with it, but Cal Raleigh's having a fucking incredible season. He's like the Bobby Witt Jr. of last year.
Yeah, seriously.
He's quietly having a record-breaking year, and it's still going to be overshadowed by Judge because Judge is just a fucking behemoth. And with all the East Coast bias and everything, it doesn't matter. He's just that fucking good this year. Like he's undeniable, and it sucks for Cal Raleigh that he's getting overshadowed by that, and by the same way Bobby Witt last year. It's same type of situation, and it is what it is. Like Bobby Witt had a great season, Aaron Judge had a better one. Cal Raleigh's having a great season, probably the best season ever for a catcher if he keeps up with the pace, and Aaron Judge is just several lengths ahead of that. Even it's crazy what he's doing. And Shohei is just doing like not on the same level. Like he's only at a 3.2 WAR, I think. Only.
Yeah, I mean it depends on what Fangraphs, Baseball Reference.
Yeah.
But Pete Crow Armstrong is beating him out in WAR. But it's because he's an excellent defender.
Yeah, like superb defender. Yeah, like top 3 center fielder in all of baseball, I would say.
I would say he's probably certainly by WAR he's the best.
Yeah. But yeah, like defensively, I think he's a top 3 for sure. I'm a little biased because I watch this Clark kid play all the time, but like, kid's really good, so I'd put him in the maybe in like the top 5 type deal, and that's an early prediction, but like the kid's clearly really, really good in center field. But that being said, so is Pete Crow Armstrong. Like, and like, he also mashes and steals bases, and I mean he's
fast. He's so fast, man.
So fast.
I don't really like. Not that he looks slow or anything, but he doesn't look as fast as he is.
He looks a little doofy. He's he's a very pale white boy, and he, like, I don't know. You see a guy like Denzel Clark or Byron Buxton, and like, you're not surprised when you find out that they're extremely fast. Like, they look fast. Pete Crow Armstrong looks like he should be on a porch in West Virginia playing dueling banjos. He is a goofy looking sucker, but he's so fast. Like, he's but also like plays the position extremely well. It's not just the speed. Like, he's elite. I'd put Dalton Varsho's kind of in that same category as well.
Michael Harris, yeah.
But
I saw something on people talking about, like, I guess, like, reaction off the ball, and like all those elite guys, they're all incredibly fast, but they also have amazing reaction and like vision for the ball.
Yeah,
they just they're like, oh, this, even if you're a little bit faster, like no one else is getting that, because they don't see they don't get the direct, the exact trajectory to
like the trigonometry that they're doing in their head on the fly is, it's like those like really high level shooters that make adjustments on the fly like that, and it's like, while they might not actually be doing the physical calculation, that's what they're doing is making like high level physics.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're running so fast, they're probably not thinking about anything.
No, but it's just like they're solving like an extremely high level physics equation as they're running. It's insane. And that's what I've noticed about that Denzel Clark is just like, he's not only incredibly fast, but like, he's waiting on the ball a lot of times, because he gets such a good jump, and he reads it so well, and he makes the correct path, and it's just like, he'll be waiting on a really hard hit shot where most your average center fielder, it's like they're chugging to get there, or it's going over their head, and he's like making a really, like, he's just trotting as he catches it, or he's like waiting on it, and you're like, holy shit, he got there fast. Like Pete Crow Armstrong's like that. Buxton's like that. It just there's certain guys that are like that, and I think, and
on the opposite end of the spectrum, like O'Neal Cruz and Chandler Simpson, that we've already talked about tonight. Like, they have elite speed, but no vision. There's something to play in outfield. It's it's funny as with my boy coming up through Little League, like the players, especially in coach pitch or farm league, what we call it, anybody who can't field goes into the outfield, because it's not getting hit out there very often. And so you put your good fielders in the infield, and that's kind of how it goes up until like kids actually start hitting the ball, and then you got to have some athletes out in the outfield, and it's a whole different deal reading it off the bat from a distance and in the air, where in the infield it's split second reaction, on the ground or line drives at your head.
and it's it's like it's more quick twitch type stuff. Like
different skill set is to read the ball off a fly ball.
Yeah, I was not a good outfielder because I had a hard time reading the ball off the bat.
I'm just not very fast, so
I wasn't very fast either.
I got a pretty good like quick first step, so I can handle infield a little bit, but outfield is not even close.
I was pretty good at getting to the ball and not so hot at reading it as it comes in. Like I don't know. There was enough time for me to react that I like. It's same like when I'm counting cattle. If there's like a big gap in cattle, I lose count because but I'm in a rhythm. I don't lose. I don't lose it. But
that's why I don't want to be like Denzel sitting there under it. I don't want to have to think and just like catch it on the fly.
Oh yeah, I'm like that was why I was a way better infielder. Like I was good at digging it out at first. I was good at like I had decent enough range, but like I was good at knocking down or catching those hard hit line drives and knocking them down and still being able to make a play. But I don't know. I had too much time to fuck myself up in the outfield. I could usually get to I did way better if it was hard hit and I had to catch it on the run. I did way better with that. But I don't know. It's a different skill set and like PCA, honestly, I think will have a legit chance at winning the MVP. I mean, the Shohei's going to get so much love and he's gonna do his thing, and especially if he starts pitching too. Fuck.
Yeah, if he starts pitching, it's over, and I think he's got it in the bag. But you're like, I think that there's enough people that don't just gotta vote on like the big stats like RBI, average, home run, stolen base, or whatever, right? Like they'll look at a little bit more and see Pico Armstrong is. I think he's leading, but he's certainly like a very close second if you put Ohtani first.
Yeah.
I don't really know who else I'd put up there. I mean, like Freddie Freeman's having a great season.
He's having a great year. Tatis has kind of cooled off a little bit, but
he started out so hot.
Corbin Carroll is in that conversation too. Like he's another elite, fast center fielder.
Yeah, and he's hit some tanks this year, but he's kind of cooled off a little bit.
Yeah,
the whole team's kind of going off a bit, but I think it's maybe those 3 or 4. Those 4 maybe are like there. If you really wanted to, like, I wouldn't be surprised if like Skeens gets a vote or 2.
I wouldn't be surprised either because, I know they have their own award for pitchers, but every now and then, like you'll get some when a pitcher's that good, you'll see some votes thrown their way.
We've seen 2 pitchers get MVPs in our lifetime.
Oh yeah, so like it's not unheard of, and it's not undeserving either. Like he deserves to be in that conversation because, it's a shame.
That's a good transition into maybe Cy Young. He's clearly leading Cy Young.
Clearly, I'd say he's kind of running away with it. Not just pulling away. Like Hunter Green's having a great season, but he's not having a Skeens type year. Like he's not Paul Skeens. He's a little different type of pitcher, but he's having a great year. But I think you could put him in that conversation. Maybe Skeens is pulling away from him. Kodai Senga's having a great year. I don't know what his stats are, but he's having a good year. Wheeler is another one.
Wheeler. Senga's lighting it up. Wheeler's lighting it up. I don't know. I mean, Corbin Burns was having a nice year. clearly that's not going his way. But like Yamamoto was having a really good time before he got injured. So,
oh yeah.
I think he could come back too.
All right. So I got the. Let's go by National League at the moment. So right now, Logan Webb also having a great year. I would talked about him earlier. He went. Him and Severino had a fucking battle when they pitched in San Francisco. Severino went 6 shutout. I think Webb went 8 and gave up 1. Like Webb's been pitching really, really well. He's what's his ERA at? He's at a 2.55. Skeens is at a 2.15. Webb's at a 10.07 Ks per 9. Skeens at a 9.20. Jesus Luzardo's another one that's been.
Yeah, I mean he got crushed last week. This last start, he got crushed. But before that, like certainly his stats were like up there with everyone, all the top guys.
I mean, now that we get into that, like Skeens is having a great year, but there's like Mackenzie Gore's having a great year. Wheeler's having a good, really good year. Libertor, Yamamoto, he kind of got lit up the other night, but he's been having a really good year. Pavetta's another one. Sales coming on. He had after the terrible start. Chad Patrick, I don't remember if he pitched against the A's or not. I can't speak on him because nobody knows what's going on in Milwaukee.
Well, so this is kind of weird. So I got my go-to is Baseball Reference.
Okay.
I got Skeens at number 1 and then Abbott at number 2, and I didn't even see him on there for you.
Yeah, Abbott's having a good year too. All right, let me pull up Baseball Reference. Yeah, so leaders in pitching, National League.
Can you switch tabs?
Yeah. All right, so
just go hit the expand all at the top there. Down a little bit. Right next to the header.
Oh, okay. Expand all leaderboard. Okay. Yep. So WAR for pitchers, Skeens at 2.7, Abbott at 2.4, Wheeler at 2.3, Senga at 2.2. Oh yeah, Robbie Ray's having a great year as well.
Yeah, but like I don't know, it's kind of weird. Like I wouldn't think. I would have thought of Abbott in that conversation, but
no. But I mean,
he's got a 1.51 ERA, but only 47 innings pitched.
Oh, okay. So he's not on the ERA list because he doesn't have enough innings pitched. But so Senga is leading at the moment with a 1.60 for qualified pitchers. Skeens a 2.15. Yamamoto's at a 2.39. He gave up a few runs the other night. Ray and Webb 2.43 and 2.55. Burns was at
I think Lazard would have been there before he gave up like 8.
Yeah, he got wrecked the other night. But Burns was at a 2.66. Peterson's been good. Pavetta, Peralta, and then Wheeler's at a 2.96.
So good, man.
Yeah, still really good. Wins are kind of, I mean, they're not meaningless, but they're not a good stat.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a whole. I mean, like, I still think Skeens is out in front.
I think so too. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think all in all. So Skeens is at a 0.916 whip. Wheeler's 921. Yamamoto's at a 1.005. So Yeah, I think Skeens. What's the strikeout numbers? Gore's leading that with 101.
He's killing it.
Yeah,
is that like 13.5 per 9?
Yeah, it's 13.3 Ks per 9.
Yeah, so I think if you could, I don't think he's getting to 200 innings, but if he keeps it up for 200 innings, it'll be 300 strikeouts, and that's the first time in a long time that someone's hit 300 strikeouts.
That's like since Randy Johnson, right?
Probably not quite that long ago. I mean, like maybe like Verlander got there.
Oh yeah, I'd say maybe Verlander maybe, but yeah, that's
or Sale maybe.
Oh, okay, yeah. Gore's been striking everybody out. Wheeler's same thing. He's at 94. I think Skeens is at 77. But he's not been quite the strikeout guy he was last year either. He's been a lot more pitch to contact than he was last year. But I think that's more of a health and longevity choice that he made.
Yeah, exactly. Like he kind of changed their arm slot, and I mean, he's got great stuff, but it's not like I don't think he's trying to get like the big.
He's not going for the overpowering stuff as much this year. Like his stuff is still that good that it can overpower you, but he's not just trying to blow the doors off you this year. Like he's way more willing to let the defense do pick up their part of the slack, So
yep, definitely.
And he still got 77 strikeouts. So it's the dude's incredible. I think he's kind of you can make an argument for others, but I think he's a pretty solid favorite for NL Cy Young. I mean, not much change off of what we were saying early on, American League.
Yeah, American League. Cy
Young, we got WAR, we got Bubich at 3.5. Hunter
crazy.
Brown has been insane.
Yeah.
He lit the A's up. I mean, he just carved them up.
He's been doing that to a lot of people.
He's been
nasty. I mean, he's been good.
Been nasty.
And he took like a big step this year.
He looks really good. Crochet dominant. Scooble fucking dominant. I think he's the clear front runner for the AL Cy Young. And there's arguments to be made on all of them, but I think Scooble's going to win his second in a row.
I mean, obviously I'm biased here, and I want him to win. I think, and that's who I started out the season with. And I think my second guy up beginning of the season with Crochet. I think I'm going to move that to Fried now.
Yeah. Fried's having himself a hell of a year. He got dinged up a little bit against the Dodgers the other night, but before that, he was, just dominant. He was in that. It was kind of a two-man race between him and Scooble, but Scooble has been just fucking elite. Like he's got the complete game shutout under his belt, closing it out on 103 mile an hour. Like, fuck, man.
Was it 2 or 3 starts before that one? He took a perfect game into the
sixth, right? Yeah. He's on another level, and like no shade to Fried or Crochet or Bubich or Brown or any of these guys. Like they're all been. So I haven't seen Bubich, or the A's haven't played the Royals yet, but they faced Brown. They faced Evaldi. They actually got some runs off of Evaldi. They missed Fried when the Yankees were in town. They faced Molly. I don't think they caught Rodon either. And then they faced Valdez as well. So like I've seen
not Scooble though.
Not Scooble yet. They haven't
played yet, right?
No, I think the first series is in Detroit. I'm not sure when that is, but I might look that up and see if I can catch a flight out there for a game of Scooble's pitching against him. Even if he's not, I would go. But
yeah,
that'd be cool to see Scooble just dice up the A's. Maybe it'd be Jacob Wilson that spoils that a no if they has one going. It'll be Jacob Wilson that spoils it.
Please not.
But I got to watch these guys pitch against the A's, and they're all solid. Like they did well against Evaldi and Molly, but Brown carved him up. Valdez, I think shut him down. And then Fried and Rodon have been excellent this year. So, there's plenty of good pitching in the AL, but I just Scoobles just is on he's on one. I think he's on one this year, and
and also there's some really good numbers up there, especially when you look at some of the super low ERAs.
Yeah,
and I don't think Scooble is I think he's still top 10, but he's not quite up at the top there.
He's he's been at 7 with a 2.26.
So I don't think. Yeah, I don't think
all had to be that good because Kansas City just can't score.
Yeah, seriously. But I don't think
Evaldi and Molly, they have to be good because the Rangers haven't been able to score at all.
Yeah, I don't see maybe the top 3 probably. I don't think that they're gonna stay like that.
I don't think so.
They might be in the 2s, which is still great, but not in the sub ones, sub 2s. That's crazy. Crochet though, I can see him staying under 2.
I think so. I think Brown, I don't know what their schedule looks like going forward, but he has a pretty solid chance of being in. His stuff looks really, really good. DeGrom, he seems like he's good for a shit start about every 5 or 6 starts. It seems like,
he's been looking really good, and I'm happy for him. I want to see him pitch well.
I do too, but
it's been a while. But it's been a while since he's had a full season,
for sure. And it's just he's another guy that I've been watching whenever I can, because he's one of the best we've seen in our lifetimes. He's dude's fucking legit. And he's dialed in for 2 or 3 starts in a row. And then maybe he'll have a little, maybe not even necessarily a bad start, but little shakier, give not a quality start. And then he's back to business the next time around. And, so he's going to be in that. I think he's going to be right in that same. If he stays healthy, he's going to hover right around that low 2 area. But
we've seen him do it before.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Wu from Seattle's having a really nice year as well. So there's plenty of good pitchers. None of them stand out quite like Scooble has this year. He just, like I said, he just looked. He looks like that guy. Strikeouts, he's 11.77 per 9, ridiculous. He's 2 behind Crochet for the league lead. But Crochet's been nasty this year. He's been one of the few real bright spots for the Red Sox. But yeah, it could come down to Crochet and Scooble. Fried also as well, but I think they
both run back to back. That's all right.
Yeah. It's tough to go back to back for sure. So, but I don't know. He's making a hell of a case for himself. So I don't think I'm coming off of that pick. As far as after
I'm not.
I think I think there's some conversation to be had. as long as on the NL MVP side, there's some real conversation to be had if Shohei doesn't pitch. If he pitches, it's over. Like there's, I mean, and then it should be, because that's something that we just have never seen before besides him. Like
yeah, when you want to talk about value, like you're adding just so much more value.
Yeah, that's like, yeah, your value just shoots up after that. So, and he's already at or near the top of the value as it is. So yeah, you add, even if it's just like high, bullpen work, whatever, like it just adds so much more value to him. And yeah, it'll be over, and it should be. So Judge, yeah, unless he, like, we were texting the other night, and I said he could snap his femur right now and probably still win AL MVP. It's just he's been that good this year that it's just like, yeah, sorry, Cal Raleigh. It just, yeah, what do you do?
Yeah, any thoughts on rookies? I mean, obviously, I think we both agree. Yeah, Jacob Wilson on the ALs.
I think Jacob Wilson, yeah, another one. As long as he doesn't like break his leg and out for the year, I think he's ran away with it so far. I think it is, especially just as a rookie, like to come out and hit like 355, whatever. Like that's crazy. Yeah. And like I said, and it's like, it's timely, well placed, good hitting, and all the time. It just he's always putting the ball in play. He doesn't strike out. He doesn't hardly walk, but his walk rate has increased significantly since the first couple of weeks of the season. So he's seeing the ball better too, but he'll swing at anything, and he'll usually make contact with it. And
I agree.
And he's not, his barrel rate's probably super low compared to your power hitters, but doesn't matter. Like when it's well placed, it's a lot of them are just like long bunts, it seems like.
Yeah, he's got like a kind of longer swing, but he makes great contact. So who cares?
Yeah, like his bat to ball skills are just insane. And I think he's kind of enough so that like he's really outside of they're like, what the fuck is wrong with the A's right now? And what's with the AAA stadium? Other than that, it's like, have you seen this Jacob Wilson kid and this goofy stance, and he just hits the ball all the time? Like that, like he's become a national conversation. So I think he's pretty clear favorite. And
I don't know, just to actually name it a couple other people. I think Carlos Narvaez, catcher Boston. Chase Meredith, the infielder. For White Sox. Probably the only guy, like him and who's it?
Smith.
Yeah, those are like the only two things that is worth talking about.
Yeah, well, and like that Smith kid's like, he's like the Garrett Crochet of last year.
Yeah.
Like he's I mean, he shoved it up your ass tonight. I mean, he's just like, yeah. But like, again, he's been doing that consistently to everybody.
Oh my God. Oh,
what do we got now?
I got the Mets, Dodgers, and
oh shit.
Yeah, Ohtani just hit one. It looks like I don't got the sound on, but it looks like maybe he was going to get out. I think because of the way the outfielder is positioning, ended up dropping right in front of him.
Well, let me.
I mean, I don't think it matters. Well, if he catches it, maybe.
Second, the winning run.
Yeah, I can always blur it out later if I need to.
Betts fouls off a fastball.
I'm not that worried. We're not monetized yet, so.
He got the one he wanted.
Well, so far this is a way better series than the Yankees Mets was.
Now a 2-2. Fifth meeting, we are in the 10th inning. Hooks a fly ball to left field for Brandon Nimmo. And the first out.
They've attacked him down and in when they're looking for the swing and miss.
First pitch, Freeman. Lifts one the other way. Back
Oh.
goes Nimmo. Still back. It is over.
Oh shoot!
That
I
was
missed
Freddie.
that. Was Freddie. It was Freddie.
The Dodgers come back.
Fuck yeah. All right. Well, Freddie Freeman's making an MVP case for himself too. Like he's having a really nice year. And like we mentioned it a couple episodes ago, but like his ankle is basically duct taped together, and has been for a while now.
I mean, I could just. You went a whole offseason to get better.
Yeah, I mean, like if you remember the postseason last year, you know, like he could barely put weight on that foot, and he still hit that walk-off grand slam, and then just continued throughout the World Series. I mean, he was World Series MVP, right?
Was he?
I think he was. But yeah, like, and the ankle hadn't really got better, and he's still just absolutely crushing. Like, and he's one of those guys that, like, if you hate Freddie Freeman, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. Like that he's like the sweetest guy.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah,
he's like he really is.
It's like when your dog doesn't like somebody, and you're like, I don't know what it is. I don't like you. Like you don't like Freddie Freeman. I don't know if we can be friends. You know, like he's too likable, and then he just quietly just puts up MVP numbers. You know, so yeah, fuck the Dodgers are so good.
NL rookies. Anything?
Yeah. NL rookies. Who do you got?
I don't know, like Chase Meredith for. Or no, sorry. I mentioned him. No, Drake Baldwin.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's been having a good year.
I mean, like High Seon Kim.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think I think he hasn't been up for that long.
Right.
And I think he's got no pop but crazy contact.
He's like and that kind of the Korean players are kind of stereotypically like that, where they're more like slap hitters. Japanese used to be like that too as well.
Yeah,
like,
I think historically maybe, but more recently they got some dudes in the KBL that just like hit tanks.
That's true. It doesn't seem like there's been as many quite like standouts. Like Wilson's been like a sure enough standout in the AL.
But we're also early, and people are getting called up right now. I mean,
exactly.
we have this conversation at like the All-Star break or something like that. I assume like we'll be talking about Kurtz and like
Caglione. If Roman Anthony ever gets called up,
or like was it Paseo? He's one of Baltimore's like top guy.
Yeah, so there's some other guys like we said it's 60 games in, which is a lot. It's more games than most sports play in a season, and we're only,
rookies don't necessarily start the year. I think the interesting thing like the last couple of years was like the change to the like collective bargaining agreement that kind of gives you a little incentive to start
to call up guys early.
Well, to start them with opening day.
Oh yeah.
Like you get like an extra draft pick.
Oh, okay.
Compensation pick if your guy starts like that year. And I think there's some other like kind of bonuses
nice.
that you can like that help out like monetarily or like help your system.
Nice.
That changed a few years ago, and since then there's like more guys like Jacob Wilson who like start day one.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's that also leads to a big push. Like you see, you start hearing the rumblings, like hey, call this guy up, and I don't know. It's also it's one of the cool things about like with the internet and social media, like baseball's so much more connected than it used to be. Like where you're still very regional, like because there's so many players out there and there's so many games that it's impossible to keep track of all of them, and unless you like do that for a living, and even then but like everybody kind of knows a little something about every, just through how everything's connected. And so like you'll hear about these guys from the AL Central, like Caglione or Kurtz from the AL West, that like maybe they're nowhere. Those teams are nowhere near your typical orbit, but you'll hear about them just through social media and stuff. And then the way clips get spread around, like that Cole Young for Seattle got called up from Tacoma the other day. we were talking to you sent the.
He's the one he got pulled in the middle of the game, right?
Yeah. The manager is like,
hey, in the 7th inning or something like that.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, I've been meaning to tell you this for a while, but really proud of you, and just put out a lot of really good effort, good results, and you just keep it going there in Seattle. And the kid's just like, what? Like, in Seattle. And so we were chatting on that video, and I was like, I'm pretty sure he was in the lineup when we saw him, because the Aces played Tacoma on opening day when we went, and went back and found the box score, and sure enough, he was. And I was like, awesome. Oh yeah, but he went 0 for 4 with 2 Ks, chump. And but it's funny. I remembered hearing his name, and but I was like, nothing really offensively stuck out. I knew somebody had hit a home run, but I went back and looked at the box score. No, we 3 hit them, and their one run was a solo home run, but they only had 3 hits all game. And that kid obviously didn't hit, but I think he robbed a hit up the middle. He played really good shortstop, and you look at his slash lines and everything, and you're like, oh, so he's more of a defensive shortstop. Like he hits pretty decent, but he's not necessarily an offensive guy. Like he's
also not like one of those super high prospects either.
Yeah, and
I think he's probably one of Seattle's better ones, I don't think he's one of Seattle's better ones. But I
don't think so either. I think they just needed some help at they needed more like a utility guy. But hey, first game he walked it off too. So
yeah, that was cool to see. Unfortunately, like I think news broke about Jack before they told him.
Oh, no shit.
I don't know. So I'm not sure, but like I knew about it before there's any of the videos out from KC.
Oh no, that sucks. Those videos are so cool. So I get why everybody wants, but like I don't know, that's got to be tough to keep it under wraps too. But he's been. It was Kurtz, and then but like the most talked about that I've seen on social media is it has been Caglione and Roman Anthony, and it doesn't seem like they're planning on calling Roman Anthony up real soon.
I mean, the other like top 10 that's up is Jackson Jobe, Tigers pitcher, but he started the year.
Yeah, because he was on the day one roster, right? Yeah. So. But yeah, Caglione's finally up, and like we were talking earlier, he's making contact, didn't get a hit, but like hit the ball really hard, and like that's what you want to see.
But also with that guy, like you just got to make contact because he's so strong. Yeah, like, you make contact and good things are going to happen. So
yeah, exactly. Well, then like Kurtz, like he was really starting to figure it out. Like he struggled, but like he put together good at bats, had a lot of strikeouts, a lot of ground outs, a lot of fly outs. He was struggling early on, but he was putting together good at bats, and like he wasn't getting blown away out there. Like he was figuring it out. And then he started coming on, and once he started like getting the good at bats, then you see the power, and you're like, oh yeah, this dude he can bop.
It's why I was a higher rated prospect than Jack.
Yeah, exactly. And he plays pretty solid defense, and he's a hustler too. Like he's another guy that just he plays balls out, and that's why he strained a hip flexor. Was trying to make sure that he did his job and advanced to third. It was a extra innings deal, and and so it just I'm ready to see him back, and I hope he continues where he left off, because he was really coming around. So yeah, like you get that guy going, and all of a sudden he's on pace for 30-40 home runs, and now you have a different rookie of the year conversation. And but like I think Wilson was at 80 something hits the other day.
Yeah, he's going for 200 on the year.
Yeah. So like he's made himself like he's clearly established himself in the lead so far, but it is early, and a lot to be said. Managers of the year, you got any? I forget who my picks were. I think I went with Kotze because I wanted to be hopeful, but I'm off of Kotze now.
I'm sure I went Hinch.
Yeah, Hinch is a great choice. Whoever the Cleveland's manager, like Cleveland's still just like
they keep saying I think they'll lose a bunch of talent. They're still like pretty they're close in it.
Yeah, like
close, but they're in it.
Yeah. Whoever their manager is, like he's doing a fine job. Minnesota's really turned it around. They're coming on. But they were leading the Central for a good chunk of last year before they fell off at the end. And I don't know, like that Central's going to be the 2 through 4 is going to be real interesting. I think if Cleveland can, or if Detroit can just keep chugging along like they are, like they'll be fine. They're just doing what they're doing. They'll just keep adding to that lead. But that 2 through 4 is roll of the dice. They're all right there, and they're all sneaky good.
On the NL side, maybe Ollie Marmol, maybe Craig Counsell. Sometimes I don't know. It's hard for me to, like, if I don't watch a team a whole lot. Maybe I should make too many comments on like managing, because I don't get to see some good moves, or like see how they're making the lineup every day and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like if you're the Mets and you have a $350 million payroll, you're supposed to be really good.
Right.
Right.
That's the same way with like
mid-market teams.
Yeah, same way with Roberts over in LA. Like, okay, yeah, but you've got like all the good players. Of course you're going to be good.
And I mean, Chicago does have a big payroll, but I think they're doing a good job, and they're running away with what they were. But and that's why I said St. Louis is because they're catching up a little bit, and St. Louis specifically because they've made so many moves, like bringing people up and down from AAA. And they made a bunch of moves, and we're like, oh man, they're just packing it in for the season, and then all of a sudden they go on a 10 of 12 run or something like that. They clear that management moving some guys around really.
And when they went on that run, it wasn't like they were blowing people out either. Like they were fucking winning ball games. They're kind of, it seemed like maybe they were punching above their weight a little bit, but then they just kept winning. You're like, all right, this team might actually be pretty fucking good. So and until proven otherwise, I'm going to consider them a pretty good team. And I take that into consideration when I'm, placing my bets as well. If I can get St. Louis at plus money, I'm more than likely going to take it, because they're running, they're holding a hot hand right now. So.
Yeah, definitely.
The A's first 5 is usually not a bad pick. Their first 5 is usually when they're in it, and they're a lot of times up, and then they blow it. I wouldn't take a money line, but first 5 money lines, not a bad play.
So, on the opposite end, I don't know how you do it, but I do just some live betting.
Yeah.
Betting Chicago to come back, or score a bunch of late inning runs is a great bet.
It was like
they're just by far the best hitting team in the 7th, 8th, 9th.
Oh yeah, and they score in bunches. I mean, just like big bunches.
Yeah,
that's like taking the Chiefs money line. Like Chiefs money line, if they get down early, is always a good play. It was. We'll see what they look like this next year, but like yeah,
the refs will keep them in line.
Probably will. Yeah. So like the last 3-4 years, like that's been a solid bet as they get down early, take a money line. But yeah, Cubs is a good one. I took the fucking Rockies. I actually bet on they lost me money. I betting against them when they got their 10th win. I took Marlins first 5 money line.
So I kind of thought that's what we were talking about before the pod here. That's what I thought I would have done because I knew I made a bet and I couldn't remember exactly what it was, but I thought I went Marlins.
Yeah, I took Marlins first 5 money line and they lost me, so I took a live line on the Tigers when they were up like 5-1, and I took them at plus 5.5, and that covered easily
yesterday.
So, yeah, and I got it at plus money, so
plus money.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I think I got it like plus 136 or something like that. I was like, yeah, they're dumping in runs right now, and like Carpenter, he hit 3 bombs.
And like as a team, they hit 6.
I think so. Yeah, it was wild. But yeah, so that covered my loss on the Rockies, and then I took the Padres plus money against Webb yesterday, and that I'm glad I didn't watch it. It was a blackout game anyway, so I couldn't have watched it. But I was following along, and wow, the Padres pulled it off in the 10th, and they won it 1-0 in the 10th. Like it was a fucking excellent pitching game.
That was a good game.
Yeah, but yeah, so took the Padres at plus money. That covered all my other losses, which mostly, I think. I took somebody at 1.5 to cover 1.5, and they got blown out.
I took Jack Tagalong to hit a bomb today. It didn't happen.
Yeah, I did that too.
I'll probably take him tomorrow too.
Yeah,
I was getting like plus 600, so
I think I got him at plus 5, and but I took Skeens at under 1.5 and over 6.5 strikeouts, and he. Yeah, one earned and 7 strikeouts. And I think I got that at like plus 178 or something like that. So pretty solid. Like that's a solid bet every time. He doesn't give up many runs, and he's usually good for about 7 to 9 strikeouts a game.
Yeah, the school's always good for like 7.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I took him at over 7.5 the other day, and he finished the game at 7. I was like, son of a bitch.
I took him at 7.
Nice. I think it was like minus 140 at 7, and it was plus 119 at 7.5, and I was like, give me 7.5. Didn't quite do it, but it was there. It's funny. I'm off the Chat GPT betting picks. Like it's
a lot too much work.
Yeah, literally, it's too much work because they Chat GPT is lazy, and they don't look at it doesn't look at the current rosters. Even though I tell them go to MLB.com, look at the current matchups, and cross reference with Fangraphs and Baseball Reference, all of that, and there's. Yeah, it's pretty hit or miss, and by the time you do all that, you're better off just going on the MLB app and looking at the matchups right there, and then you can extrapolate from there on your own, and it's easier.
Yeah, I mean, the idea is there. Just maybe gotta refine some things. Maybe I can come up with some kind of like little.
As long as
some data off of like Fangraphs or whatever.
Yeah, if they're if you can make it as specific as possible, it does pretty well. But yeah, it's not quite there yet, and but after taking screenshots and everything and uploading it, it's easier. Just like I come up more often than not. I'm just as good of a better as ChatGPT at this point. So, because there's really times where I'm like, hey, this guy's been really hot the last 10 games. Like, yeah. So the average isn't there, but if you look over the past, 5 to 10 games, there, guy's been raking. And you're like, take that into consideration. And they
same thing with like if pitcher gets blown up or something like that. Like, it might screw your stats up a little bit, but like if it only happens once every like 5 or 6 starts,
yeah,
you can bet the next one's not going to be terrible. But
right, no, like, or you get a guy that's like on a real hot streak that is known to have a shaky outing every so often. You're like, all right, well, it's time to fade this guy. He's due for a blow up, and yeah. So you like, I don't know, you get to, it's all patterns. Like it's funny is
bet Jose Ramirez against the Tigers, like
yeah, no shit.
Like, like some people, sometimes just individually, like some players just eat someone up.
Like at this point, I think Judge is like a plus 150 to hit a home run pretty much every game, and you're like, it's almost guaranteed at this point. He's gonna get an RBI or something. He just, but just like it's not, there's not enough juice on it anymore to bet him every day for a home run. It's just
I'm gonna bet against him every day to hit a home run.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, well, I'd have to do the math, but maybe
we'll have to see what the odds are. But like the juice might be there to make it worth it. So I don't know. I like narrowing it down to a couple, either I like to either roll like heavy favorite parlays or find a good, like plus 120. You're like, oh, they're gonna, I feel confident about them winning today, or
aces on bad teams, take them first 5, like something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what
first 5. I've been doing a lot of first 5s this year, and doing a lot more spreads as well. I was mostly just full game money line last year, and
I've been running a lot of spreads. If it's kind of close, and I can maybe get some plus money on a spread. Yeah.
If you can look for like those plus like 110 to 150, like you can, like that's kind of the sweet spot. Like if you get into those long odds, like those are sprinkle type deals. You only put a couple bucks on those, but like I don't bet. I typically do $5 bets for my like serious bets, and then I'll do like $1, mega parlay just on the off chance it hits. It pays out really well.
Yeah, I'm usually like $10 bet. It used to be more.
Same here. I went on a pretty hot streak in football there for a while, so like I had a good bankroll built up, and then then it doesn't take long to deplete it if you're not hitting. So, but that makes you watch baseball more and dive into the stats. So like I tell my wife it's a good thing. It's a good thing, I'm learning the game so I can teach my kids.
Oh, perfect. Teach them how to be degenerate gamblers.
Exactly. Well, I also don't ever like I usually put in $100 at the beginning of the season, and I try not to have to reload more than once every other month or something like that. And I kind of play with it like that. If I ever, like, I hit a couple big parlays and it jumped up quite a bit. I was like, I'm going to cash out and just bring myself back down just a couple $100 and use the rest on like on productive uses. And
that's a good idea. I do not do that. I'm like, I want a bunch of money. I'm gonna parlay this on.
I did that a couple times, and then I got back down to where I was like, I'm about to have to reload, and I was just up quite a bit. And you're like, yeah, I should.
Good point.
And then this way, if I do every now and then when I get to put a little extra money on bills or buy something cool for the family, I'm like, yeah, I hit a big parlay. And then it's a little easier when I'm like, fuck, I lost my ass today. But it's what makes life interesting and fun. So I enjoy it. And Jake, I fucking enjoyed talking baseball with you. This has been a fun one.
It's always good, man.
I know.
I'll talk baseball like forever.
All day. I know, it's great. So I appreciate all you guys for tuning in. We had another 5 live viewers, so like we're there. We're getting there. We're in anywhere from 100 to 200 downloads an episode. So like we're it's not big numbers, but people are tuning in, and we appreciate you. So if you like YouTube, go. It's Burning Daylight Sports on YouTube, and then all the social medias. Go find us. We post clips, share a lot of stuff to the stories, and go follow us there. And we'll be back next week. And move your ass. We're Burning Daylight.